Looking at these three words, Firebase, Cloud, and Messaging, two of these words probably make sense, and one might not. To me, messaging makes sense because it's a service that sends messages. And to some extent, Cloud also makes sense because the messages are sent from one of Google's many servers, which is often called the cloud. The word Firebase, though, might not mean much to you. It might even sound a little bit foreboding. To clarify why this thing is called Firebase Cloud Messaging, we need to talk a little bit about naming and the surrounding Google ecosystem. Back in the day, Google had an Android-only service called Google Cloud Messaging. It sent cloud messages in an almost identical way to FCM. In May 2016, Google took a pre-existing product called Firebase and expanded it into what is now a one-stop shop for a bunch of technologies that make building mobile and web apps easier. Firebase acts as a platform where you can mix and match common features of web and mobile apps and then use Google SDKs to include them in your app. A lot of services that Google provided, including Google Cloud Messenger, were updated and packaged as part of Firebase. Firebase Cloud Messenger also updated some of the functionality of Google Cloud Messenger. For example, it now supports Android, iOS, and web development instead of just Android. It also plays nicely with other features on the Firebase platform, of which there are many. I've included a full list below. Oh, what's that? You want a Udacity course about Firebase? Well, lucky for you, we have one of those, and I'm also linking it in the notes. So what does setting up FCM actually look like? Because it's part of this larger platform, you first need to make a Firebase account. Next, you'll need to make what's known as a Firebase project. After you've made a Firebase account and a new project, you can configure your client Android app with Firebase. And then finally, you can send your first message. That gives a quick overview of what you're going to be doing next. Go ahead and start by signing up for Firebase. I've included the link and additional instructions in the notes. Once you have an account, come back and we'll go over how to set up your Firebase project for Squawker.